What is up, YouTube, and welcome to the Extra Point episode 20. I am Hunter, and as you can see, Nick is not here today. He is on vacation. He will be back next episode. But for episode 20, it is just me, and I will be giving my recap of Thursday Night Football. We had the Panthers and Buccaneers, and I'll also be predicting Week 2. Obviously, this episode's a day late, but it's all right. We can get through it. Without further ado, Thursday Night Football. As you all may know, I am a huge Panther fan. But I strive on, I am a true Panther fan. I am not a bandwagon. Obviously, I'm not a bandwagon because we're not very good. And I'm not a specific Cam supporter. I'm not like, I'm gonna sound like a dick here, but I'm not like a lot of Cowboy fans out there that this is our year, hyping us up. I'm a true fan. I speak facts. I speak my opinion, but my opinion does not overshadow the truth, if that makes sense. So I didn't want to record right after the Thursday night game. I didn't want to record shortly after because honestly I was upset. I was very pissed off at the Panthers organization, the team, rather, for many reasons, and I will break those reasons down. I don't think the Buccaneers did very good. The Buccaneers, in my opinion, was not the difference maker that in this game that made them win it. I think that the Panthers just had a piss poor performance, and that the Panthers lost this game by themselves. The Panthers had many chances to win the game, and obviously they didn't. So, number one, a lot of blame is going to Cam Newton, as when the offense in any team isn't performing well, usually the blame goes to the quarterback because the quarterback is the captain and the leader of that offense, and in most cases, the team. So, Cam Newton had a bad game, yes. He had a horrible game. He threw for 333 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He threw for under 50%. He overthrew receivers, underthrew receivers. The plays, so I was at the game, and a lot of times when Cam got sacked, he got booed. I went back and looked at most of the sacks in the highlight reel, dissected the film, and he made some good reads. There was no possible way he could have got rid of the ball, and it not have been an interception. So yes, he underthrew some passes, overthrew some passes, or underthrew and overthrew receivers rather. He didn't have a very good game, but when it comes to getting sacked, that's not his fault. He made some good reads. He didn't make any bad reads that I saw. He just couldn't make the throws, and that's been his problem throughout his whole entire career, making certain throws. I'm not going to say that he's hurt. I don't think he is. I think he's just, I don't know what it is. They just need to find a rhythm for him to get into. I don't know if it's breaking him out of the pocket or designing different routes for receivers to run. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Whatever it is, Cam Newton did have a bad game, but I'm not blaming the whole entire offensive failure on him. So, Cam Newton, bad game. Offensive line, fucking horrendous. Offensive line did pathetic. So, the left tackle, Darrell Williams, he plays right tackle, but since Greg Little is out with a concussion and concussion protocol, he is playing left tackle. I don't think he should ever touch the position of left tackle ever again after seeing what the Buccaneers did to him single-handedly. I'm pretty sure he got sacked every single time from the left side. Every single fucking time from the left side. Darrell Williams did not even attempt to block the fucking left end at all. So, you have, in the Rams game, the Rams have one of the best defensive lines in football. I think on average it said Cam had 2.7 seconds until he got hit. He got rid of the ball in 2.2. I don't know if you know this, viewers, but 2.2 seconds is not that long, and receivers cannot get open if they're playing press coverage in 2.2 seconds most of the time. So I wouldn't blame everything on Cam when he does not have any time to throw the fucking ball. I'm not putting it on receivers, I'm putting it on the offensive line. Darrell Williams had a horrendous game. He needs to step it up, and I don't think he should ever touch left tackle again, in my opinion. But I'm not the coach. What do I know? So, left tackle and offensive line in general, horrendous. Christian McCaffrey only had 37 yards on the ground. Did not open up a bunch of running lanes for him to go through. No pass protection. So, yeah. So, we got Cam Newton, not a very good game. Not all on him, though. Offensive line, not a very good game. Receivers didn't do too bad. They got open for the most part. Receivers didn't do too bad. That's the offense. The defensive side of the ball. The defense had, I do believe, 2 sacks on Jameis Winston. 2 sacks. He had all the time in the world to throw that football. All the time in the world to throw that football. And the times he got sacked, it took them 7 seconds to get to him. He was just scrambling out, trying to find somebody open, couldn't, and he got sacked. This is supposed to be an all-pro defensive line. This is supposed to be a playoff team, one of the top defenses in the league, possible franchise records in sacks this year. And our defensive line, or the Panthers' defensive line, is horrible these first 2 games. Horrible. I don't get it. I really don't understand. They need to find something. They need to find some rhythm on the front line. Especially, I mean, this is one of the best defensive lines in football. This is one of the best defensive front sevens in football. Going from the not being able to sack a quarterback, 2 sacks, no pressure at all in Jameis Winston's face. Moving on to the linebackers. Kuechly had 17 tackles, I think 2 tackles for loss and a safety. Not pretty bad, not too bad. Pretty good game. Actually a great game. But the linebacking core in general could not stop running lanes. They could not stop running lanes. The pass coverage was pretty good. But the running lanes, they got caught up in blocks. They got caught up in misdirections. Same thing with the defensive line. Could not solidify the edge. It was just a pathetic showing for the front 7. It needs to get better. The defensive front 7 in general needs to get better. The safeties. I'm not a big Eric Reed fan. I'm not because of the off-field issues, not with the American flag. Whatever. I'm talking about football, not a big Eric Reed fan. This safety does not wrap up to save his fucking life. He goes for big hits and big hits only. 9 times out of 10, the fucking guy bounces off of his ass and he runs through him. Wrap up and make a tackle. I've not seen you make, I've seen you make solid tackles, obviously. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you don't wrap up on 9 out of 10 times you go to tackle, if that makes sense. 9 out of 10 times I see you go to make a tackle, you do not wrap up. You didn't last year, you're not this year. Not to mention the penalties that you enforce. On a 3rd and 30, you go and spear a quarterback sliding and give him an automatic first down. You're not a smart safety when it comes to penalty tendency, and you do not wrap up. Wrap the fuck up. Trey Boston, make a fucking tackle. Y'all are both ball hawks, but damn, make tackles. It's pathetic. Trey Boston, come up in the box and make a fucking tackle. Stop playing scared. We got you on this team for a reason. We didn't have a very good safety. You are a safety that we put our money into. The Panthers put the money into. Go and make a fucking play and wrap up and make some tackles. Eric Reed, wrap up and make some fucking tackles. Corners, Dante Jackson and James Bradbury did a damn good job, in my opinion. Godwin had 121 yards and a touchdown. To be honest with you, a lot of those yards was Jameis Winston scrambling outside the pocket, having 10 seconds to throw the ball, and Godwin coming open. You can't cover a fucking guy for 10 damn seconds. I'm sorry. It's impossible. And if you can, you are a damn good corner. You're playing perfect coverage. So Corners did a great job. Mike Evans had like a couple good catches. Godwin obviously had some good catches and a touchdown. Got burnt. Dante Jackson got burnt. It's all right. You can allow 1 or 2 or 3 here and there. It's fine. For the most part, the corners did good. So in summing it all up, corners did good. Joey Sly did good. Special teams. That's about it. The Panthers, I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. Being a Panther fan, coming into the season with playoff hopes, starting off 0-2, losing to one of the worst teams in football at home Thursday night and a division game. It's a punch to the gut, and they need to step it up. Tampa, on the other hand, Tampa's running game looked all right. Didn't look too bad going up against a shitty front seven. Jameis Winston showed some accurate throws. The intelligent level, the decision making was questionable, but for the most part, some pretty good throws. The blocking for the offensive line was amazing when it comes to pass blocking. Big props to Tampa Bay when it comes to pass blocking in this game. And the defense obviously shut the Panthers down big time. So the defense did a very good job, especially the front four, working and sacking Cam Newton, giving him pressure in the face, getting him pressure nearly every fucking time he backed up to pass. So. Being a Panther fan, was not a fan of that game, but Tampa pulls out the win 20-14 in Thursday night. So that was my little rant. If I would have done this video a day after or the day of the Panther game, the Thursday night game, it would have been a lot worse than that. But yeah, so that was Thursday night recap. Moving on to my Sunday predictions. Sunday and Monday night predictions. First game, Cardinals at Ravens. I have high hopes for the Cardinals to come at least second, if not, or at least third, if not second in their division, above the Seahawks and 49ers, with the Rams winning it. Cardinals are going to be going away and facing the Ravens. I have high hopes on Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray can win Rookie of the Year, and I think he will win Rookie of the Year. He has a great young receiving core. David Johnson's a great running back. The only problem, a great defense as well, a great front seven. Patrick Peterson's not a bad corner. The only problem I have, and the only question I have, is the coaching, the staff. The head coach, not Kyle Shanahan. His name slips me at the moment. The only question I have is the head coach. The head coach is not a proven coach, and that is going to be the only downfall of the Cardinals, in my opinion, if they slip through this season. But the Ravens, Lamar Jackson did a very good job last week. Again, it was against the Miami Dolphins, so don't expect that every week. But I'm going to say the Ravens are going to pull this out over the Cardinals at home, just because of the Ravens' defense is still a very good defense, and the Ravens are just an overall better team. I would not be surprised if the Cardinals give them a run for their money and possibly pull out the win. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But overall team, I'm going to choose the Ravens over the Cardinals. So, moving on to the Cowboys at the Redskins. I don't think this is going to be a hard decision. I think the Cowboys are going to pull this out at Redskins. Cowboys, one of the best defenses they've had in years, the past 10 years. Offense is very good. Ezekiel Elliott's back. Not that he really matters to me in this offense. You could use any running back, but that's besides the point. Amari Cooper's doing pretty good in that passing attack. Dak Prescott lit up the scoreboard last week and lit up the stat sheet last week against the Giants. However, yeah, I know, it's the Giants. Redskins, Case Keenum is going to be starting. What I'm hearing, Dwayne Haskins is still not going to make that start, but I think the Cowboys are going to win this over the Redskins. Obviously, just an overall better team. They did very well against the Giants in the passing attack. Didn't even need Zeke, so I think the Cowboys are going to pull this out. The Redskins, I'm still waiting on that number one rusher. They have 3 running backs, and they're using all 3 of them. I think Peterson was hurt last week. I don't know if he is still hurt this week. I have to check on that. But, yeah, just find a number one rusher. I mean, the defense isn't there. The offense really isn't there. They did a pretty good job in the first half against the Eagles. Case Keenum did a very good job. But I'm going to take the Cowboys. Third game of the week, or fourth game of the week, third game, Sunday, is going to be the Colts at the Titans. I'm going to take the Colts over the Titans. I think the Colts did good going against the Chargers, only losing by 3. I did call the Chargers to win that game. But the Colts surprised me a little bit. Jacoby Brissett did a very good job. Obviously, the Chargers don't have that great of a defense, and it wasn't really the passing attack that kept the Colts in it. I think Marlon Mack had 175 yards on the ground. If they can do that to the Titans, will they? No. Titans have a better defense. But if they can still do somewhat if they can do that somewhat like they did against the Chargers, I think the Colts will go past the Titans. I'm not going to say no problem, but it won't be very close. The Titans, they're a good team. Derrick Henry showed us what he's capable of. Deion Lewis is the second string. He is their receiving back. Derrick Henry is basically their every down back, or if not every down, first and second and third and short. Derrick Henry did a great job last week, but I'm still going to take the Colts over the Titans. I'm not going to say it's going to be close, but I think the Colts can pull it out without Andrew Luck. Jacoby Brissett can pull it out with that good team. I mean, it's an overall great team, or not a great team, but a good team. Defense is pretty good. They can stop the Titans. And, yeah, Colts. Moving on to the Seahawks at the Steelers. This is a tough one. It's a very tough one. But I'm going to say the Steelers are going to pull it out over the Seahawks. Steelers are at home. Steelers got their asses handed to them. Patriots, 33-3. Steelers are at home. They're looking for redemption. James Conner's not going to have that bad of a game against the Seahawks. Seahawks did add Jadeveon Clowney, and they pulled out a very slim win, 21-20 against the Bengals. That scared me a little bit on the Seahawks side of the ball. The Seahawks, I think they should have beat the Bengals by more than that, and they should not have allowed over 400 yards from Andy Dalton. Not good. I'm going to take the Steelers, though. Steelers, I think their offense, if the Bengals can put up 400 yards passing against the Seahawks, I think the Steelers can. So I'm going to take the Steelers over the Seahawks. Yeah. Giants and Bills. Possibly one of the worst games of the week. I'm going to take the Bills over the Giants, though. Giants are playing at home. Saquon, look for him to have a pretty good game. Bills, I've always had a top 5 defense in the past 5-10 years. Josh Allen, he's making some improvements. Needs to limit the picks and make better decisions when throwing the ball. But he's got a big arm, rejuvenated receiving core. I think the Bills are going to pull it out over the Giants just solely on the Giants. They're not going to be able to pass the ball against the Bills. No. Sterling Shepard is ruled out, their number one receiver. They're not going to be able to pass it. They're going to have to run it. Saquon will get over 100 yards like he does all the time, but it's not going to be enough to top the Bills. I think the Bills' offense can overshadow the Giants' defense, and that's why I think the Bills are going to pull it out over the Giants. Moving on to the 49ers at Bengals. I think the 49ers are going to take this, not on their offense. I think their defense is probably going to score more points than their offense did against the Bengals. The 49ers defense looked great. Granted, they played Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston threw 3 picks. But the 49ers defense, don't be surprised if they do very good this year and they're a top 5 defense, top 10 defense. I think they're going to pull it out over the Bengals. Andy Dalton is not going to throw for 400 yards this time around. Joe Mixon, I think he is okay. I know he got hurt. I think he might be out. Giovanni Bernard is now their starting running back. I think the 49ers are going to take it, and their defense is going to shut down the Bengals. He's not going to throw for 400 yards. And the only hope, or the only slim chance that the Bengals have against the 49ers is Jimmy Garoppolo throws 4 picks. So, anyway, 49ers over the Bengals. Next up, we have the Chargers at the Lions. The Lions had the Cardinals game in the bag. They won it. The Cardinals came back and won in the fourth quarter. You can blame it on coaching and the defense and, hell, even the offense. The Lions did not look good in that fourth quarter. They let the Cardinals come back after a for sure win and tied, and ultimately in overtime. Chargers had a really good game against the Colts on offense. Defense, they allowed 175 yards, as I said before, with Marlon Mack. But I'm going to take the Chargers over the Lions. I think the Chargers offense will just destroy the Lions defense, and I don't think the Lions will do very much. I think they'll score probably around 20 points, but the Chargers, I'm thinking, will score about 30. So I'm going to take the Chargers over the Lions. Austin Eckler did a very good job against the Colts. Look for him to have a pretty good game against the Lions defense. And Keenan Allen as well did a very good job. Chargers offense is going to be the difference maker in this game against the Lions. One of the better games of the week, the Vikings at the Packers. I'm going to take the Packers. The Vikings offense last week was good. They came out, Mike Zimmer came out and said that it is going to be a run-first offense, and they did not disappoint. Dalvin Cook lighting up the score or lighting up the stat sheet with over 100 yards rushing. But Kirk Cousins only having 90-ish, I think it was 98 yards passing. I don't think it's going to get it done. The Packers defense is looking pretty good. I think the Vikings will be able to score, but they're going to have to pass the ball. I haven't seen much. Obviously, week 1 we didn't see that much with Kirk Cousins. So I think that the Packers is going to overtake the Vikings in this one. The only way the Vikings can win this, they're going to have to shut the Packers down and shut Aaron Rodgers down. I don't know if they can do it. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. Obviously, we've seen that in many years. Vikings defense on paper looks like it should be the best in the league, as it does the past 2 years. The Vikings are going to have to shut down Aaron Rodgers and do what the Bears did, shut down Aaron Rodgers, but the Vikings are going to have to score on offense as well. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think the Packers have a very good team this year, and they're going to squeak by the Vikings, and Aaron Rodgers is going to show the Vikings what's up. And not to mention, they are playing at Lambeau Field. Home field advantage. Packers win. Jaguars at Texans. I'm going to choose the Texans. The Texans did a very good job against the Saints. Nearly beating them. I wish they beat them. I really wish they beat them. But they didn't. Texans lost to the Saints. They did a very good job. I keep saying very good job. They did a great job, or they did very good. On offense, they surprised me. The pass coverage was there. The run blocking was there. The Saints don't have that great of a defense, but still, they did a very good job on offense. So, Texans are playing the Jaguars. The Jaguars don't have a quarterback. They have, don't know his name. They lost Nick Foles. So, I was not very high on the Jaguars offense coming into the year, but without Nick Foles, I'm definitely not high on their offense. And seeing what the Chiefs did to the Jaguars defense, I think the Texans are going to easily whoop the Jaguars' asses. Granted, you can tell me, hey, it's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. They're not going to, obviously, they're going to light up the scoreboard on the Jags or on a defense. No. That's not what I'm getting to. What I'm getting to is they didn't make a single fucking tackle against the Chiefs. I don't even think the Jaguars were playing defense. I'm pretty sure the defense of the Jaguars was on the fucking sideline, and the Chiefs was just running offense only. That's what I'm worried about. The Texans, I think, are going to easily kick the Jaguars' ass at Houston. And, yeah, the Jaguars' defense needs to step up. The offense is already shit. The defense needs to step up. I know you're listening, Nick. I know you're listening. Patriots at Dolphins. Possibly the upset of the week. We have the best team in football going up against the worst team in football. But for some reason, every single year, the Dolphins pull out a win, and it's usually at home, against the Patriots, no matter how bad they are. If you want to call an upset this week, this is the game to do it. Patriots playing against the Dolphins. The Patriots should have no problem. I can't really go into detail on this prediction because it's so lopsided. The Patriots' offense is the probably top 2, top 3 offense in the league. Their defense looks like a top 10. They are arguably the best team in football. The Dolphins got rid of all of their good star, or not really even star, but good all-pro players, all-pro star players. And they did it on purpose. They're tanking the season. They're losing on purpose. They're wanting to lose on purpose. But if you want to call an upset, this is the game to do it. Patriots at Dolphins. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Patriots because there's no way the Dolphins are going to beat the Patriots here. But I say that like we say it every year, and the Dolphins always at least squeak out one against the Patriots. So if you're wanting to call an upset, do it in this game. But I'm gonna say the Patriots over the Dolphins. Next, we have the Chiefs at Raiders. The Raiders, they beat the Broncos pretty nicely. The Raiders, I like the play calling. I said it last episode. I like the play calling. Josh Jacobs did a very good job on the ground. Derek Carr getting the ball out quick and efficiently and accurately. The offensive game plan was phenomenal. The defensive game plan was very good as well. However, they're going up against a horrendous offense in the Broncos with Joe Flacco leading the charge. But they did a very good job on offense against Denver's defense, which is still one of the top ones in the league, or top 10, top 15 in the league. But the Chiefs, one of the best offenses in the league, top 3, right beside the Patriots, right beside the Saints and the Falcons. Well, we say Falcons. They looked pretty shitty last week. But I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to beat them in Oakland. Not much to elaborate on this one as well. I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes, and you have the best offense in the NFL, one of the best offenses in the NFL. The defense got a little better. I don't think they're going to shut down the Raiders. I think it might be a high-scoring game. But the Chiefs are going to beat the Raiders at Oakland. Saints at Rams. The matchup of the week. I said the Packers and Vikings. I said the Raiders at Chiefs. This is the matchup of the week. The NFC Championship rematch. They're playing in LA, at the LA Coliseum. I'm going to take the Rams over the Saints. Jared Goff shook off his rust in Week 1 against the Panthers. Todd Gurley looking pretty good, putting up 97 yards against the Panthers. Offense looking good. Defense looking good. I'm going to take the Rams over the Saints. The Saints, they barely escaped a loss against Houston, as I pointed out earlier. Showed some good offensive plays and defensive play. But I'm just going over overall team. I think the Rams are going to pull it out, especially playing at home. The Saints got to travel across country to get there. It's a 4:25 game. I'm going to take the Rams. It could go either way, to be honest with you. Two great teams. But judging based on home field advantage and just a better overall team, in my opinion, I'm going to take the Rams. Moving on to the Bears at Broncos. Not really much to say here. I think the Bears are going to easily walk out with the win on this one. The Bears' offense needs to get better, obviously, from Week 1. They got shut down by the Packers, which is what a lot of people didn't expect. The Packers' defense obviously got better, but we weren't thinking it was that. A lot of us, including me, thinks the Bears' offense was just lackluster and needs to get into a rhythm. and get that rust off. Mitchell Trubisky didn't play very well. I think he'll play better in this one, obviously. But I'm going to take the Bears over the Broncos. The Broncos offense, as I pointed out earlier against the Rams, did not do very well. Joe Flacco didn't do a good job. The defense did a pretty decent job against Oakland. They did the best they can without any help from the offense. But I'm going to take the Bears. Bears defense still the best in the league. No doubt. Best in the league, Bears defense. Bears defense is going to win this over the Broncos single-handedly. I don't even think the offense really needs to touch the ball. The Bears will win this game. If you have Bears in fantasy, start them right here. You're going to get a lot of points, hopefully, in my opinion. Eagles at Falcons. Another tough matchup. But I'm going to pull the Eagles. Eagles are going to win this one. Eagles had we were getting worried. We said they are going to be a championship caliber team this year under Carson Wentz if he stays healthy. They played the Redskins in week 1 and did not show up. They were getting beat by double digits until the second half, or until the midway through the third quarter. Eagles got it together and pulled out a win and showed the NFC East and the NFC and the NFL that they mean business. And Carson Wentz played great as well. I'm going to take the Eagles over the Falcons. The Falcons got shut down. They got shut down by the Vikings. You can say the Falcons were a little rusty on offense, but you can also say the Vikings defense is finally here and it's finally working the way it is, because the Falcons on paper should have a great offense, top 5 in the league. I'm going to say the Eagles over the Falcons, even though it is a 8 o'clock Sunday night game in Atlanta. I'm still going to take the Eagles in this one. But it's going to be a good game. Watch the game. It's going to be a nice one. And Monday night, what we thought was going to be a very good game turns out it's probably going to be an easy one for Cleveland. We think that. They got their asses handed to them by Tennessee last week, so who knows. But Sam Darnold is officially ruled out, I do believe, in this game. So I think the Browns are going to pull it out. Baker Mayfield's got all the rust off. He's working well with the offense, hopefully in practice. I think he'll pull it out with Odell, Jarvis, Njoku, and Nick Chubb. Baker is going to have a good game against the Jets defense. The Jets offense, however, it's going to be a rough one. But I'm going to take the Browns. It was going to be a good game. I was really looking forward to seeing the Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold going at it again, but obviously we'll have to wait on that for another year, or hell, maybe the playoffs. I don't know. But I'm going to take the Browns over the Jets, even though they're playing in New York. Just Sam Darnold being out, that's the only reason I think the Jets are going to lose that one. Sorry about the, it's not really a short episode, but I was kind of rushing it. It's very difficult doing this podcast by yourself. I'm finding that out now. Next episode, I said that Nick will be here, so stay tuned. Next episode, we'll have our recaps of Week 2 and the prediction of next week's Week 3's Thursday Night Football. So stay tuned to that. If you have anything you want us to talk about, go ahead and shoot us a comment in the video on Twitter, Instagram. Our Twitter and Instagram is still out there. Go follow us on there. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below. Once again, I will repeat this, 100 views, and we will start having guests on the show. 100 views average, we will go live. And we are doing this 2 video a week thing until the end of the year, until the end of the NFL year. So get our names out there, and we'll go live and start having some fans call in. So, yeah, pretty decent episode. Episode 20 is in the books. Stay tuned for episode 21 Tuesday after Monday Night Football. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm Hunter, and we'll catch you later.